Am I the asshole? For not sending out photos of my newborn? I gave birth to my first baby on October 10th. When we got checked in at the hospital, my husband and I obviously told a few people including my parents. My mom's immediate reaction was, let us know if you change your mind and want us to come to the hospital, even though for weeks I said I didn't want anyone at the hospital. Then she said she was packing and said, we are coming of course, but not to the hospital. They assumed they could wait at my house. I said no. After 21 hours of labor and 3 hours of pushing, my son was born and we let my parents know. Immediately they were asking for photos. I understand they are excited and already love him, but holy shit, I felt they were being needy and not respecting that I was tired, talking to hospital staff, trying to learn to breastfeed, etc. Once we got moved to a recovery room, my husband and I talked and decided to hold off on sending pictures to anyone, including to his favorite two people, his dad and grandmother, so it's not like my parents were being singled out. I can't really even explain why we don't want to send pics of our son out right now. We both just have some anxiety about sending a photo to someone and then that photo spreading like wildfire to people we did not consent to having a photo of our son sent to, so we've just decided to hold off. Not forever, but for now. We've literally already talked about how excited we are to send our first Christmas cards this year, so this isn't a forever thing. My parents lost their minds. Blew up both our phones. Stressed me out to the point of tears, so husband called my dad to ask them to stop, and my dad had the balls to hang up on my husband, and then my dad tells me that him and husband don't need to speak or see each other again. When I was discharged and sent home, I sent my parents 3 texts about us being home and asking to FaceTime them so they could see my son via video since we weren't doing photos. They ignored me. We finally FaceTimed yesterday and my mom told me she had been sobbing all day and it was torture waiting for a photo. I told her she made my labor all about her and that no one asked me and husband what we wanted. It was all about what they wanted. They said they don't understand the photo thing. Everyone else in the world sends photos of new babies. I said I don't care about the world and I totally see how sending a photo seems like no big deal and our decision seems irrational, but you don't have to understand it. You just have to respect it. Well, that didn't go over well. So tell me the truth, am I being dramatic? Am I the R? My mom said I probably cried in the recovery room not because they stressed me out but because I was just hormonal and tired. Be honest with me, are my husband and I drawing a hard line over something nonsensical? Grandbaby photos are serious currency in the grandma boasting scene. Your mother really wants to dunk on all her friends. She thinks that everyone circulates baby photos because all her friends do, and she has likely been promising them pictures. And you are correct, any picture she gets will be circulated far and wide within moments of her receiving it. Her refusal of the FaceTime offer proves that she's not interested in seeing or meeting her grandchild, it is in having grandbaby IP to upload. I'd hold the line. Not the asshole. You should have been giving it to them that they were stressing out a new mother and that they should be disgusted with themselves they are doing that to their daughter. Girl, you gotta give it back to them. Go hard. They have no right to treat you like this. I would be doing the same thing if I was in your shoes. You are the mum, what you say goes. They suck it up and deal with it. Nata, and congrats mama. Not the asshole your mom and dad. Now congratulations, you get to make the rules of your household and about sharing pictures of your kid as wild as you please. These are very normal feelings to have. You're good, she's minimizing what you went through. She is basically telling you your thoughts and feelings don't matter. Not today, Satan. You and your husband, do you? Stand strong. They'll come crawling back if they want a place in their grandkid's life on your terms. Your mom and dad now. Your rules are the rules. They can have whatever feelings they want over them. They're still the rules. Not the asshole. Take it from someone whose in-laws had a similarly hysterical reaction to boundaries around a newborn. Now is the time for you and your husband to stand your ground and insist your parents respect your wishes, otherwise they will act this way every time you don't do things the way they want you to. Not the asshole. It's frustrating how entitled people feel to other people's children. Not the asshole. I find it a bit odd that your husband weren't sending pictures to grandparents during a settled time in the hospital. It sounds like you are close to them, so seems a bit odd that you couldn't request they keep the photos just for them and not share it. Me not understanding that doesn't mean it's a nothing to do though. Not getting a picture isn't torture. People are supposed to be supporting a couple who just had a new baby, not adding to stress. Not the asshole. This is the downside of modern technology and instant information. People don't want to wait. The birth of your son was not about your parents. They are extended family. This was a time for you, your husband and your son, and quite frankly, your parents were very selfish to not respect your boundaries and try to make it about them. Congrats on your new blessing. Not the asshole. This is your child, congratulations, not theirs. You as parents get to decide when or if to share pics. As a grandparent of 13, I understand the excitement over your parents using the argument that everyone shares pictures smacks off. My first thought was if everyone was jumping off a bridge. They truly are making it about their needs and not would be sad if they chose this as their hill for your relationship to die on. But you are not the asshole for standing up for your rights, as of luck to you. Not the asshole. I know lots of families who have chosen not to either send pictures or severely limit their child's online exposure. It's your child, you can send or not send as you see fit. Guaranteed ops mom is like my mom and would have put the pictures on her Facebook without obtaining consent, while choosing the least flattering ones. Not the asshole. I don't understand when people, including family, feel somehow entitled to things, to making major life events of others about themselves. I think I've seen this film before. And it ends with you and your husband cutting off your manipulative and selfish parents. Do it quick before they start treating your son like that too. Sounds like your parents need a timeout to think about their gross behavior and selfishness. Not the asshole. I'm tired of people making everything about the goddamn hormones when requests and boundaries are rational. It's not the hormones, some of y'all are just mean and overwhelming. Not the asshole. They were pissed while you guys were still in the hospital. You're not dramatic, they are. You have no obligation to send photos of your child right away, let alone while you're still in the hospital. They should have taken into consideration the life-changing event that just happened to you guys. Nah, you do you, and you are definitely setting the tone of the relationship going forward, which is your right. I find it odd that you can't send a picture to your parents and ask them not to share, and I find it odd that you wouldn't want your parents to see your baby, but if that's the relationship you want, so be it. It seems like you have a very contentious relationship with your parents. I will say not the asshole, but I'll also say that I wouldn't have shut my parents out of a major life event like that. Now that you have a child, think about some of things you do or say in the context of your own son saying them to you. However, only you can say whether or not this was warranted, because you're the one that knows and understands your relationship with your parents. Nah. Because if it was really all about the baby, then why did they ignore the chance to see their grandchild? It was about control. The whole "I won't be spoken to like that" goes both ways. You don't have to engage in their power trips. A quick heads up, you'll need to know this for sure. A lot of folks in your parents' generation have this ridiculous notion that grandparents' rights are a real and legally enforceable thing. It's not. The only rights they have are if you and your partner aren't available to be parents due to death or prison or CPS, or whatever. If they start crying and moaning about their rights, shut that shit down quick. Lol, when I went no contact with my mom, she tried to sue me. But the lawyer she was trying to hire basically laughed her out of the building. Lol.